The Miraculous Tale of Kate DiCamillo by Erika Ramirez. Kate DiCamillo is a Newbery Award-winning author known for books such as Because of Winn-Dixie and The Tale of Despero. Kate's novels express characteristics such as despair, longing, and heroism. Each one of her books have distinct plots that make them unique. However, they all have a common theme: love. Because of her dedication and love for literature, Kate has won the hearts of readers of all ages. Kate DiCamillo was born Katrina Elizabeth DiCamillo on March 25, 1964 in Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, which means today is her 49th birthday. From a young age, Kate suffered from chronic pneumonia. Because of her illness, she spent many days in her room or in bed. Due to the isolation, Kate allowed herself to explore books and her own imagination. Due to Kate's health factors, her mother wanted to move the family to a warmer climate. When she was 5, her mother, who was a teacher, moved her and her brother Kurt to Clermont, Florida. Little Kate enjoyed and adapted well to Florida. She would no longer get sick and was not confined to her room. However, her love for books continued. Her father stayed in Pennsylvania with the intentions of selling his orthodontic practice so that he would be able to join his family in Florida. However, he never did. Kate's mother was now a single parent with 2 young children in a whole new place. Kate majored in English at the University of Florida. Her professors told her she had a way with words. She knew she wanted to be a writer. However, she never wrote anything. Instead, she just started wearing black turtlenecks. She says that's what she thought all writers would wear. She graduated from college in 1987 with her degree in English, after which she worked at various places such as Disney World, Surfers World, and camps. She still had the dream of being a writer. However, she never brought the pen to the paper. Kate didn't start writing till she was almost 30 years old. In 1994, Kate moved to Minneapolis, Minnesota and began working at a book wholesaler. Here is where she started reading children's books and finally became inspired to write one of her own. It was one of the coldest winters in Minnesota, and Kate was longing for that warm Florida climate. She was also missing having a dog for a companion. She was living in an apartment where pets were not allowed. She decided since she could not have what she wanted most, the warm sun and the dog, she would write about it, and so began the draft of Because of Winn-Dixie. As luck would have it, she was able to meet with a representative from Candlewick Press. She submitted her draft, and Because of Winn-Dixie was published in 2000. This officially began her journey of becoming a writer. Because of Winn-Dixie was recognized as a Newbery Honor book. She described the feeling of having an honor as amazing because as a child she would always look for books with the Newbery seal. This book is also a Josette Frank Award winner. Because of Winn-Dixie is about a lonely little girl named Opal who is being raised by her single father. In the story, Opal befriends a playful social stray dog whom she meets at a grocery store. After realizing that her and the dog could use each other's company, she takes him home and makes him part of her family. With the help of Winn-Dixie's friendly character, she begins to build relationships with the people in her town, as well as building a stronger one with her father. Because of Winn-Dixie exemplifies that love can be found in all different shapes, colors, and even breeds. The Tiger Rising was Kate's second fiction book for children. It was published in 2001 and was a National Book Award finalist. The story centers around a young boy who is living in a motel with his father after his mother passes away. Rob Horton is an outsider at school and is constantly being bullied. While exploring the woods near the motel, he discovers a caged tiger. Rob feels a connection with this tiger because he knows the feeling of being caged and alone. With the encouragement of a new friend, Sistine, who is also a bullied outsider, Rob struggles with the decision to let the tiger go. The Rising Tiger explores the troubled relationships between the characters as well as their past. It's definitely one of Kate's darker books. However, It takes the reader on an emotional roller coaster. The Tale of Despero is a 2004 Newbery Medals winner. It is a fantasy book that Kate wrote at the request of her friend's son, Luke. Luke told Kate he would like to hear a story about a little hero with big ears. Being the great listener that Kate is, she began her story of a mouse, the unlikeliest of heroes. The Tale of Despero is about a little mouse who falls in love with the human princess after listening to her father play music and discovering her kind heart. After being exiled from his family and community of mice for communication with humans, Despero explores the world of humans and the unfortunate and evil world of rats. When the princess is kidnapped by the rat Roscaro, who is troubled by a damaged heart, and Megariso, who is slightly unintelligent due to her lack of childhood, it is up to Despero to save the princess. Kate DiCamillo tells a tale of bravery and love, and how acceptance and belief in oneself can sometimes be the most greatest quest. The Miraculous Tale of Edward Tulane is a fiction novel that was published in 2006 for children. It is the recipient of the Boston Globe Horn Book Award. The story is narrated by Edward Tulane, who is a China bunny that is cared and loved by a little girl named Abilene. Although he is not real, Abilene dresses him, pampers him, and talks to him as if he was. As a result, Edward is a bit self-centered and what you might call a high-class bunny. When Abilene and her parents sail to America, Abilene has an unfortunate encounter with two boys on the ship. They begin to pick on her and Edward is accidentally thrown overboard. Little does Edward know, but he is about to be taken on a journey that will teach him a lesson he never knew he needed to learn. On his journey, he encounters anyone from an old lonely couple to a sick little girl whose brother's only wish is to see her happy. I must admit that The Miraculous Journey of Edward Tulane was my personal favorite to read. It sends an important message that anyone at any age can appreciate. To be loved by another is a wonderful feeling. However, to love another is a feeling that is indescribable. In 2005, Kate DiCamillo reached out to an even younger audience when she began the Mercy Watson series. Mercy Watson is a story about a buttered toast loving pig who is spoiled by the Watson family. Mercy takes the readers with her on humorous, mischievous adventures. In the book, Mercy Watson Goes for a Ride, Mercy can't help but want to take the family's pink convertible for a ride. This particular book received the Theodore Seuss Geisel honor. In Mercy Watson, Princess in Disguise, the Watson family dresses Mercy for Halloween and takes her trick-or-treating. Although Mercy is liked by most, her bitter neighbor, Eugenia Lincoln, denies her candy out of distaste for sweet Mercy. Fortunately, Mercy finds her way to Eugenia's candy anyway. While reading this book, I couldn't help but think about my dog Luca, and how Luca's innocent and lovable nature reflects that of Mercy. Don't let Mercy's princess disguise fool you. Mercy Watson is also a crime fighter. In Mercy Watson Fights Crime, Mercy discovers a somewhat odd intruder in her house. With the help of her butter-sniffing snout, Mercy catches the thief and saves the day. The Mercy Watson series is an easy read that keeps the readers engaged and entertained. Kate says that she doesn't consider herself talented. The talent is not what has made her successful, it's persistence. She admires many authors, such as Christopher Paul Curtis, Katherine Patterson, Ann Tyler, and Karen Blixen, whose pen name was Isaac Dennison. Whenever anybody asks Kate for advice at how to become a writer, she says, if you want to write, read a lot. And don't just read about what you prefer. Read outside your preferred genre. And pay attention to people. Pay attention to what they do and what they say. She also lends some words of wisdom to those who want to help struggling readers. Read to them. Read aloud. If you're a parent, read in front of them and set an example. To end my presentation, I'll leave you with a humorous picture I found of Ryan Gosling while doing my research, and I'm sure that any Florida resident who walks into a Winn-Dixie and is a fan of because of Winn-Dixie can relate to. It says, "Hey girl, truth, When I'm in the Winn-Dixie, sometimes I look around for Opal.